Hey everyone, it's WoodYaTalk, but I'm Woody, but I cannot talk, so this is Scott.
Yeah, Woody, he's got a case of the flu. He gave it to Beer Me Jesus, and it's spreading over in Illinois, he said. So,
Oh, it's an
I'll
STD.
intro us here.
STD.
The STDs,
Yeah.
that's the new federation that's starting. There's rumors people are joining it, and Woody's started that. So,
Yep.
but that was Woody. Woody is here. Woody will be talking. He did miss the last one because he was family emergencies and out and about and whatnot. So he is here now. So he'll be chiming in. We're gonna make him do it because he has to talk somewhat, even if he can't talk. So there, Woody. But this is also Scott, who's going to make Woody talk. I'm here as well as Lee, the other outsider who is alive. He's here too, and Bomber is here as well. So Lee, first, how's it going? You're back from the dead.
Felt like I hadn't left.
It's strange.
Suspected that the super AIDS was spreading around the JRPL. So
Yeah, good time to dip out.
And speaking of dipping out, I don't know, Bomber. I just had to go with that. Bomber, how are you doing? I just went with what he said. It was just
good. Good. We're recording this on Sunday. We planned it right during Game of Thrones. We had to change plans to go a little early, so we are on a hard out. Game of Thrones is starting up, and it's tonight, so I'm pretty excited about
blah blah.
Yeah, I know
I'll get
you
hate
guys.
for that. I never caught on to Game of Thrones. You think that I
Actually-
would, but
that. Actually, like nobody in the Discord apparently watches Game of Thrones hardly. So
heh.
I'm in the
I am a big
minority.
Game of Thrones fan.
You hate Game of Thrones?
No, I'm big Game of Thrones fan.
Oh, okay. Good. I was about to say we're about to fight.
We don't
right
have
now.
time for Game of Thrones. We
Sorry,
got
you're right.
WrestleMania,
You're
we
right.
got TakeOver, we got Ring of Honor. We would have talked about that and had a 4-hour podcast. However, we are on an hour and 50-minute time limit here, so that's the maximum recording time you're going to get from us here tonight. That said, we're not really going to dwell on TakeOver New York or the G1 Supercard all that much because everything kind of just fed into WrestleMania anyway. But there are specific things that did feed into it, and I'm just going to go right from the top unless anybody has anything else to jump in beforehand.
No, I'll just chime in whenever we get to him.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. We'll jump right in there with that top lock title, Bastion versus the Finn. The main reason this is coming up is it was the main event for TakeOver. But if the Finn had won, and he is a former Road Warrior champion and never lost it, there was conditions there.
Yeah.
He would have been added to the triple threat, making it a fatal 4-way at Mania. It's because the Mania match was Bastion versus Captain Charisma
And Tigress.
and Spring Tigress. Thank you. I just had a sudden which match was it thing. If Bastion won, stays that way. If he lost, the Finn would defend against those two and Bastion. So we go in here and Bastion retained 29-16.
Yeah, and in the write-up, he basically got murdered almost. If I don't know if you guys remember, but I wanted to make the little drawback to Finn attacked Bastion with his like little trademark hammer, just a straight up claw hammer, and Bastion ended up getting it and using on Finn. But in this match, when I was doing the write-up, I wanted Finn to be like a, just monster, not going to give up, even though he's more of a brute, basically. He's a big brute. He was bleeding, and he just wouldn't, stay down for the 3 count, and it almost cost him his life, basically, kind of, as far as the write-up goes. But Bastion did end up getting the win over Finn. So, and actually, Finn no-showed WrestleMania, funny enough. So, that I tied into the story actually rather well. So it
worked,
cleared.
yeah.
Wasn't cleared to be at WrestleMania.
Now, for a lot of the guys, if Finn didn't make it into that match, he wasn't going to have a main card match anyway. That's kind of how things were. Like the tag title, which we'll talk about next, the losing team didn't make the main card. It's just like you win, you make it. You don't, well, you'll still get a match, but you're not going to make the main thing. So that kind of happened to Finn there, and like you said, it worked out for the better. Almost anyway. You never want to see someone no-show, but hey, storylines are storylines.
Yeah, I would have been pissed if he fucking would have beat Bastion. Well, first of all, I would have been pissed either way if he beat Bastion. But beat Bastion and then no-show WrestleMania as the champ? Like, are you kidding me? I would have been beyond furious. So,
well, if that happened, he would have lost 10 points towards his next defense, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, you don't strip him, but you basically make it like, look, you're probably not going to win. That's kind of how that goes. So it is fair. Everybody knows. So, yeah. Speaking of title matches, we have a number 1 contender match for the tag titles. Boss Solution, which it's a pun name, but I do love it. Woody and Legit Boss 2K versus Team No Chance, which is Buck and Five and Lily Pilly. Those are former tag champions. Zion and I took the titles from them after a day. Woody and Boss are former world champions. Woody actually took the title off of Boss, so it's interesting to see that storyline from the Rumble come here now. And this number one contendership led to Mania.
Yeah, I want to know, Woody, were you sweating? You guys won by a single point. Were you guys worried?
Well, see, I think we kind of messed up in a way of where I felt confident in all my bonus points, but we decided to switch them at the last second, split them.
Gotcha.
And
so you make sure you get points, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
But if we would have just hers went off mine, we would have, won this easily and all that. But because of all that, we won by a point. We still won.
Yeah, points.
But not as
win's a win.
Yeah, a win's a win. Not as big as I wanted it, but a win's a win.
Well, I mean, you're talking the number one contendership. It shouldn't always be a blowout either. Like, sometimes it might, but it shows that No Chance really should still be in the discussion for the titles when it's off by a point, and they were former champs by a day. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dream is what helped us.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Velveteen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, the other main card matches we'll go through. We got the death match, Ash versus Redhead, 31-22. That's one of the high-profile ones, leading to multiple stories.
Oh, yeah. Ash apparently has Red's number, by the way. Ash has... Ash has been getting win after win there in that little exchange.
We've got the Chaotic Maniacs defeating AHMF 44-42 in a hardcore match.
We were talking about how much of an upset when Chaotic Maniacs beat the Awesome Hoodoo Motherfuckers in the Tag Team Championship Classic, and they came in here. I wanted to see if it was a fluke. Plus, it plus it worked out with the story too that they fought each other. But I wanted to see if it was a fluke. I put hardcore rules in there, and I'll be damned. Chaotic Maniacs got the win again, by 2 points. But again, win's a win, so it doesn't really matter how much you win by. But I mean,
AHMF, they're just ever since coming back from that stipulation where they had to go away, they've just lost a step or two.
Yeah, I don't know if they're not on the same page. I don't know if Rusty comes into it when you're talking about making picks with somebody that you haven't had to worry about making picks for a while before. But either way, yeah, I agree. They're gonna have to find their mojo if they're gonna do any more tag matches coming up. But Chaotic Maniacs, man, another big win.
Another one, Tino, the world title challenger, Royal Rumble winner.
That fucking guy
goes in there and beats Dr. Tommy Oliver and Hiroshi Moses 28, 26, 21.
Yeah, fuck that guy. That's all I got to say about that.
I mean, that's important though, because that's not for nothing. That is literally the Mania main event. Who could have lost to the still newcomer, but I don't want to call him a newcomer anymore. Tommy Oliver, he's definitely established at this point. And Hero's not a newcomer; he's a veteran as well. So that would have been a good match for either of those guys to take.
And storyline-wise, this is where nobody knew coming in, of course, that Tommy Oliver was going to align with Hito there, but he did. And this is where they kind of formed their group, even though Tino got the win. Sorry, there was a crazy. If you didn't read the write-up for that match, you need to go read it. Chaotic Maniacs got involved, and Awesome Hoodoo Motherfuckers got involved, and that kind of this match kind of bled into that tag team hardcore match. So again, if you didn't read the write-up for both of those matches, go do that. It kind of blended together. It was a crazy brawl and chaos happening. So
we're going backwards on the card, but that led to the next one, obviously. So
it was kind of
faction warfare seems to be kicking up again.
Yep, and Tino was funny because in that match, Tino was the only one not involved in that story, and he was the one that came out with the win. So, I mean, made him look good going into WrestleMania. Gave him all the goddamn momentum he needed, apparently.
Speaking of going into Mania, Jut, your boy,
one of them,
beat 3J Platinum. Who's got your number?
I'm glad he
22-17, non-title.
Fuck that guy. I'm glad Jut can beat him. That's all I gotta say, because I can't. I can't beat him. But
that is pretty funny. But I do like that both those guys won. They won their matches going into Mania. That's good. That's good booking.
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, yeah.
Meanwhile, I lost to Jonathan C.T. Martin 21-14. So we're 1-1 now. So that's gotta happen at some point to break that up. That was my loss of the weekend. I'm not happy about that, but there you go.
Was that your only loss of the weekend?
It is, yes.
Oh, nice.
Spoilers, but yeah, I was like, oh, I lost bad on that. I think it's a takeover, so you make 2 wrong picks and you're screwed.
Yeah.
So, Beer Me Jesus beat Modstep 24-19. The Warden beat Cross 22-15. That's a precursor to a Cross facing Warden's partner Beer Me at Mania. We'll get to that one as we go. Cade Gailey beat Kyoko, which was a heartbreaker because Kyoko was winning as the night went on. Going to take that Road Warrior title, but then Cade Gailey took it back, and that seems to be what he does. Cade Gailey's got everyone's number going at this point.
He's been on a roll. He's been a really good Road Warrior champion. So all credit goes to Cade for that. He's had a really good run.
The Midnight Rider defeated Jay Dionio 26-24. Hey Lee, how's it going?
So, I guess we'll probably get. I guess I have a lot of questions for the Rider character. I guess we'll get into that once we do the reveal for WrestleMania. But I think this is one of your biggest wins, by the way, as the Midnight Rider, because JD was more of a one of the bigger names that you fought. So, I think 2 points. 2 points is a win.
Yeah, almost all of my matches under the Midnight Rider have been fairly close in points, except for like maybe 1 or 2. So,
But the good thing about
it's usually just.
There you go.
I was just gonna say it's usually been just screwy fucking booking on these shows. Like, I'm at the point now where I'm thinking I'm not gonna pick like ROH and T shows anymore because just 1 or 2 missteps and you're fucked.
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of, as you said, screwy shit going on with Ring of Honor lately. I don't know if it was just because it was around WrestleMania season. I know that's not their biggest show of the year, but maybe that's why they were trying to throw more curveballs in. I don't know. But I don't know. They've had a lot of screw jobs happening on their shows lately. Been making a lot of people mad.
Jobs. Well, not screw jobs. Yeah, they're just not expected.
Yeah, curveballs. I guess
Yeah,
it's screwing us.
There.
It's screwing us. I guess. Yeah, the predictors. But hey, doesn't necessarily mean their product's bad, but a lot of people do.
As I always say about that, you've got to be able to predict what they're going to do too, not just this is how it should be. No. But what are they going to do though?
Correct.
Are they going to fuck it up? I mean, if you predict that, you're good.
By the way, I'm probably going to forget by the end of the show, but I wanted to bring something up at the end, very related to that going on in the JRPL.
For picks?
Kind of about way something should go as opposed to the way it's gonna go. I'll definitely forget. But
okay, no, yeah. I'll mention something the way it should go.
Yeah, I want to save it to the end because it's more of a little segment thing. But yeah,
like a moving forward type of thing.
Yeah, but
okay. We have Captain Charisma defeating Real Deal 19-13. Then we have a Money in the Bank qualifiers. Oof. We have Cam Popplestone and Vitamin Yes going to a no contest.
Horrible.
And we have Luke Gray defeating Adnex 26-24.
Yeah, good. Congrats to Luke Gray. Big win over Adnex there. I think he was definitely the underdog. But man, Vitamin Yes, Cam Popplestone, they have the whole, the tie club or the no tie club or whatever the hell it is. Both of those guys had no ties in the JRPL. They both tied each other, taking each other off the list, and in turn missing out on their opportunity of Money in the Bank. Horrible. So this is worse than a loss, I would say, for both of these guys. Yeah.
So we'll get the Money in the Bank because that's upcoming events.
Yeah.
But when you were doing it, you had these 2 qualifiers, and you had the Cross Beer Me qualifier.
Yes.
I forget. There was another qualifier on Mania as well, I believe, on the pre-show.
No.
I thought no. Okay, you're right.
No, those were the only 3 qualifying matches.
And as we'll get, it seems like there was a couple unofficial qualifiers.
Yes,
as you could say. So we'll get there as we go, because no people are like, but this person lost, but that person. It's not always about just wins and losses. Sometimes storyline does go a long way. And yeah, so. And the rest, I don't want to skip over, skip stuff. I know. Well, we've got to mention Cammy Cat. Bomber, you beat Cammy Cat.
Yeah.
23-13.
Yeah.
Very happy to see Cammy Cat back. It's awesome.
Yep, that was more of a rematch. We were supposed to face each other before, but there was a no-show. But she showed up here, and we went back and actually had the match this time. So
now there's a lot more matches. Like I said, we're on a time crunch, so I'm not going to go through many more. The noteworthy one that caught my eye, though, was Matt Zion and Rab defeating Hermanos Hasta la Muerte, 50-39.
Yeah, funny that you said that because first of all, this is the first video recording I'm doing for WoodYaTalk, guys. I didn't even tell you guys that, but I highlighted them as I was scrolling through right when you said that, so that's pretty funny.
Really weird.
Mm-hmm. I don't know,
but yeah, they won.
I got a question for Woody here.
Yeah.
Woody, Matt and Rab, I think they've been doing pretty damn decent lately. Now that you are in the tag division, real deal question: are you worried, Matt and Rab?
Oh, that's so tough because they're I don't think they're good alone. Like, but there's something about when you put them together. They can pull out those unexpected wins. And I think Zion's doing like the 1, 2, 3 thing now, like the whole part bucket thing.
He's been doing good.
Yeah, his top pick is the top score. The second pick is the second top score, and he goes. But that works because the top pick is usually like a main event or a world title.
Exactly,
so that is pretty good, and those are the ones he's aware of. So that's how we were able to win tag titles and retain them. So it's pretty nuts. But Matt Zion and Rab need a team name, I think, too. I'm noticing.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. I would ask them, but both of them would say, "Wait, we're on a team. We've teamed together before." They would neither one probably even know.
When we did the last Jobber Radio, Matt realized then that we'd lost the tag titles a month prior.
Yeah.
So,
at least they're making some picks. So, but
and there's not much else really to go over in detail there. Like I said, there's a lot there. I always feel bad about skipping people, but we just don't have time to mention every match. Sorry, guys. But the highest possible score was 33, so you can tell when some of those were like 28s and 24s. That's good. I mean, if you're fart bucket, you get 8. You go with what you got, right? So, and we could jump through some of the stuff on the achievements. The one I want to mention, though, is Matt Zion has won his 10th match as of this card.
Wow.
He's an original.
Yes.
This is card like 53. He's won his 10th match.
50. This was 55. This was card 55 because 58 was.
That means he's either lost or not participated in 45 of those.
Oh, God damn.
And he won 10. And here's one of them.
Congrats.
And surprisingly, he's a former champion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's already won, retained, and lost the titles in that time. Of his 10 wins, 2 of those were for tag titles.
And I'll say
real Kurt Hawkins kind of.
Yeah.
And
we kind of went with that with the storyline whenever I tried to write the ending for that. That's kind of what we were thinking.
And I will say, I think he's already out of the jobber of the year this year because he's already turned his shit around. I would say.
Oh God. Yeah. If you want a title, you should not be in jobber of the year.
I agree with that.
Unless you never win again all year.
Yeah.
Like if he doesn't win at all for the rest of the year, he's in that discussion.
Yeah.
But he's winning.
Even though he wins coming up on WrestleMania. Spoiler, Lee, coming up.
Yeah. That's Yep. We work with that. Tom got 1,500 career points. Ash won a death match. There's all the stats there. Go read the write-up. Bomber worked his ass off to get this out within like hours of it happening. So it is some cool stuff. I don't know if you want to discuss anything more about that card or write-up, guys.
I'm good to move on if you guys are. I mean, if you guys want to talk, feel free. Go for it. But I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. G1 Supercard. This fucked with a lot of people because a lot of people don't follow Ring of Honor, let alone New Japan.
Yes.
So a lot of people had some problems here. I did watch the 17th anniversary show, so I at least felt like I had a little bit of insight for stuff. But yeah, let's take a look. We got the Road Warrior Championship. Cade Gailey defeated LJ 25-0. Hey, Bomber, you want to elaborate on this?
Okay.
At this point, or should we wait till Mania to really talk about that?
I will talk about that in 1 second. But first of all, I want to point out that Tino and Bastion was supposed to be the main event of this show.
True.
It was supposed to be
a hardcore, like a no rope barbed wire death match.
No rope barbed wire death match, aka it was just a death match, but for the no rope barbed wire, that was more the case.
And non-title for the top block title as well. It was just like it was his Judge's partner fighting the challenger.
Yeah.
Classic booking.
So Tino no shows, and like during the actual show or past the deadline, whatever, he came on Discord and was like, "Oh yeah, no, I wasn't gonna do that. I didn't know you had me booked." I'm like, "Oh my God, you've been booked in this for a long time. I made the graphics, like I put the graphics around it. however good or bad they are. I made the graphics, and the dude was apparently just never saw that he was booked in the main event and screwed everything up. And Bastion literally just went down to the who the hell did he go down to? The Real Deal JRH.
He's got to watch our shows. We talk about the upcoming.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just crazy that he no-showed the night before WrestleMania and screwed it all up. You son of a bitch, Tino. Another reason why that bastard's going to burn in hell. But, okay, I just want to throw that out of the way first. So, now...
That's fair. I forgot about that. Yes.
I won't go into detail of what happened at WrestleMania until we get there, but right here, here's what happened. Here, I'm going to lay it all out there and let you guys know just what happened with this.
As of Supercard night, because I remember seeing, whoa, what happened? Something, it's a thing?
Yes.
And then we learned more the next day. So let's talk about this day and what had happened here. And then we can go to part 2 in a moment.
The night of G1 Supercard, all the stats went through. LJ won the match 31-25. I think it was 31. 31 or something like that. Either way, LJ won the match, right?
Yes.
So... everything was fine. Everything was perfectly fine. The next day... New champion. I did the write-up. Literally, the write-up was out. It was all written...
hours of the show. You did that one again, too, yes.
Yes, it was all written up, good to go, and posted. And not very long after I posted it, because I posted on WrestleMania Day, and I was nonstop working on all JRPL stuff all the way up till the deadline of WrestleMania. And while I was looking at the WrestleMania stuff that I was working on, I was looking at people's picks for WrestleMania. And I noticed ModStep and LJ's IP addresses were exactly the same, and they were posted back to back. Their picks were posted back to back. So obviously, that's a no-no. You're not allowed to have multiple accounts. And we'll get into Lee's stuff in a little bit because that's a little different. Don't worry.
But this had happened similar with Orstella.
Yes.
You discovered it, right? Yes. So we have a precedent of this having happened. It's very clear in the rules, but this has happened before.
Yeah.
Where someone was cheating with multiple accounts, which is what that is presumed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just recapping that. Sorry. When confronted, we had denials, and it's like, look, this is what it is. Here's the outbreak or the result.
Yeah.
So that happened here.
So
when the inquiry started.
And it wasn't only just the IP thing. So, because I wasn't just going to say, all right, I'm going to reverse decision just based on IP stuff. Because
it was back to back. So it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, people can go to people's houses and stuff, but I would, prefer them to let me know it's somehow, some way before I find out and stuff. But I went back and looked way back in the day. As soon as the JRPL was created, ModStep wasn't original. He signed up, and there was another account that was signed up on his IP address, and I blocked it and said, hey, same IP, which one do you choose? I was like, you can't have multiple accounts. And I noticed the email address for the second account was, I think, Lee Townsend something, numbers, and then rest of it. I won't give the whole email, obviously, but it was like Lee Townsend something, okay? I'm talking beginning of JRPL. This happened. Yeah. So all the way up to this, and then I went back and looked at LJ's email, because I never really looked into it as much when he first created. The email was Lee Towney something or another. Okay. Not Townsend, Towney. So I was like, okay, god damn it. ModStep tried to create this account back in the day, didn't work, and then waited all the way till we get down the line and created it again, and then he worked his way up and won a title. I was like, okay. I was putting pieces together. I was like, this is not right. Something's wrong. And I am going to give LJ the loss here because we can't put a title on somebody who has a second account. I basically just reversed the decision. I just dropped LJ to 0 points. I didn't affect ModStep's score. I left that alone because I said ModStep is going to be removed after WrestleMania. Both accounts gone. LJ is not going to participate in WrestleMania. That's what my...
What happened before was the main account was zeroed out, the other ones were suspended and banned, and then the main person could continue if they so choose. Repeat offender, you're out. So that's kind of what we had here. You had a repeat offender kind of already.
Yes.
In this one where it was happening again. You're like, well, shit.
That's why I was going to ban ModStep as well. But since it was WrestleMania, the picks were already in. It wasn't in an important match. I just said, you know what? I'll just let that match go through, and after that, he's gone. Because it was a irrelevant match that I would have had to have, taken away from somebody that was already facing him. I don't even remember who it was. But
now, from my perspective, when this was happening, I was like, fuck, because Modstep had been in so many high-profile things, so many title shots.
Yep.
It's like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Lee, Woody, do you guys have, or I guess Scott too, you guys have any questions about decisions that were made or anything that was going on at this point after everything I explained?
It seems pretty cut and dry what was going on there. So I think you made the right choice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Pretty unfortunate too. It's like, well, that sucks after all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's everything that went down right before WrestleMania and on WrestleMania Day. I guess we'll get to part 2 of this, which as you know, shit happens when we get there.
We'll get there.
So that's a little tease coming up when we get to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, because a lot of that too was moving parts, where it's like we need the information now.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 shows in 3 days. It's not like before where it was like we had time to recover and figure something out. But again, last time it was during Survivor Series or a War Games or something, and someone ended up zeroing out, screwing everything up. So.
Exactly. War Games and Survivor Series. Yep.
Yeah. So this was more a case of just like it's the next card. But the rest of the card, let's go down it. We got Bear Me Jesus and Hiroshi Moses, a big match, 46-42.
Yep.
That's kind of a this hasn't happened yet match, which I think was what you were part of your plan for the G1 was.
Well, they actually requested this match. I don't know which one initiated it, but they requested that match between those two, and it was first ever, I believe, between the two.
Okay.
So
we have Jay Dionio defeating Tommy Oliver, submission match, 19-4.
Yep, just another match that they started. So that was all them in the character chat.
Now we've got one here. This one, I believe, this was for War Games Advantage. It was the Age of Annihilation versus Blissful Enigmas. Combination Redhead and Jonathan C.T. Martin, 89-47. This is where not knowing Ring of Honor and New Japan can sometimes be a problem, or sometimes lock you out. So,
yeah.
But that was for the War Games Advantage, I believe, for Mania.
It was, yep.
Or it might have been a few matches because there's Ash and Breaker as well.
There were 3,
38.
Yeah, there were 3 matches
and
for
then,
the Advantage.
Yeah, so there were a few for that. GMSG beat Broken Nerd 41-35. Hardcore match. 3J Platinum beat Bomber -17 to -18.
I was winning till the very end of the night. I had a decent lead, I think it was. And for some reason, I put all my eggs in I feel embarrassed now saying it, but the Jay Lethal and Jay White. I went the J and J. I put all my points on those guys, and both of them cost me this match here. Because obviously hardcore rules, you get them wrong, you lose your points. So I kind of got fucked over going with Jay White and Jay Lethal here. So
yeah, you guys had a fail off for that one.
Yeah. One of my first ever negative score shows too. Ever, like in JRPL.
And you've been in a lot of death matches just by virtue of being in the ultra violent title matches. So that's interesting. We got Baron Ash beating Green Machine 41-25. TB666 beat Warden 49-40. Big win for TB because Warden's got a high profile match at Mania. But TB, he's always kind of there, like just always kind of striking. Like you had your issues with him top of the year with the called shot at opportunity. Always there, and he's always around. That might not be making as much noise as you might think, but that there definitely helps toward that G1 house show, whatever. That still matters, I think.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm always having issues with TB666, so I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is a grudge match, too, in type of a way, with what Warren's character did to his TB666 partner.
The Tagaby?
Yeah.
Way back when. Tagaby. Throwback to Tagaby. I don't know. Who knows where he's at nowadays? Hopefully he's doing good. Who knows? Maybe one day he'll return. Hopefully.
We got Vitamin Yes beat Midnight Rider 37-27.
Yeah. What happened there, Lee?
I think kind of the same thing that happened to you, Bomber. I put some points on stuff that I thought were a shoe-in to win. Like I thought Jay White was going to walk out of there with the fucking title. I thought fucking Jay Lethal was going to walk out there with and defend his title. I didn't think they'd put it on fucking what's his face,
Taven.
At the very least. But yeah, the booking of this fucking show just totally sabotaged me. Like fuck.
Yeah, and Vitamin Yes has been he's making it well known on Discord that he got the win over the writer. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys start up a little something in the character chat too? Is that how this match happened?
Oh, that Vitamin Yes kept taunting me basically because I took out a couple of his buddies. So
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Buck and
so he was a
Five.
little pissed.
I remember. Like wait, that was really early. That was one
Lily
of your first
and
matches.
Buck, I think, were in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Lily.
Yeah, so the little jobber got mad that I beat his jobber friends, and so I was like, well, if you're feeling froggy, jump, and he did, and he won. So good on him.
There you go.
No, I do like. I'll mention this now. The fact that the Ryder storyline did its own thing for a good long while, had its own feuds and some awesome stuff, and people were into it. It was pretty great. But we'll get into that when we get to Mania. We'll deep dive in there. That's why Lee's here. So, next match, I beat Junction 51-27. Almost a squash. Almost.
Yeah, I think you had the high. No, you didn't. Sorry, I thought you had the highest score of the night.
It was close.
Yeah, it was close. I think Woody actually.
Yeah, Woody. There's Woody. Down a couple. We got Spring Tigers beating Super Hippo 40-27, and then Woody beat Buck N5 53-34. Hawk beat Badnex. Nathan AK beat Tom. Bastion beat Real Deal. There's 41-25. That guy Jack beat Kyoko 48-37. And there's not much else. There's only a few other matches or a few other ones on there. So again, check out the write-up. Bomber did work a lot on this one too and got it churned out. Like he said, with people no showing and 0 scores coming up, it was kind of crazy to get it out before Mania. Mm-hmm. The noteworthy things in there, Cade Gailey is already in the 1,000-point club, which is nuts when you think about it. He's like Broken Nerd and I hit the 1,500-point club, and I've been there since day one. Cade Gailey has not, so he's gone quick. The highest possible points was 86, just for the record, and then excuse me. Bully Ray versus Juice Robinson was thrown out. That's another one of those where we're like, it's a Ring of Honor. They're going to throw a match out? Of course they did.
Yeah, fuckers.
So, yeah, that got thrown out. Even though they ended up on opposite sides of a tag match, it was. From there, that's really about it for that one. It is a house show. It doesn't really count towards stuff, except for, like we said, the advantage on War Games or the title match for the Road Warrior, stuff like that. So. But we always try to make some stuff fun in these matches, like Rebellion upcoming. Definitely, it's a Slammiversary all over again. So there's some fun stuff there. Like you even said Tino taken to local medical facility. So there is storyline stuff involved in these as they go.
Yeah, I wanted it to, since he didn't show up, I wanted to make it like at least a reason, give a reason why he didn't show up, and that he, just simple as. He got fucked up before the show, and we didn't want him to. UVC didn't want him to come into WrestleMania 100%, as you know, the heels do in that scenario.
Well, it's the whole booking. That was the entire point of that match and everything. So
yeah, the whole weekend was supposed to be Jut had the easy road, and goddamn, my computer keeps making like a ding sound. Jut had the easy road, and Tino had a no rope barbed wire death match. He had a triple threat match against 2 big opponents, and so. But either way, we got there. We got to WrestleMania. But what I wanted to ask first, Woody, you did have the highest score in the night. How the fuck? I have to ask, how the hell did you do so well on a card that was fuckety? I guess I don't know the best way to put it. There were several fuckety moments on this show. Did you pick Jay White? Did you pick Jay Lethal? Obviously not. But how'd you do so well here?
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. During the ladder match, it was down to Skrull or what was it, Matt Taven?
Yeah.
And I flipped the coin. I was like, I don't know, heads or tails. Flipped it, and I picked the wrong one.
Oh, okay. So you went Skrull. Okay.
Yeah, I went Skrull.
And I was only 2 points off, and I was like, well, this seems like logical booking. And I'm picking Briscoes. Nope. I'm picking stuff like nope. All these things. Dragon Lee, sure. I guess he'll win and not give me points, stuff like that. But they picked enough things right. I took a chance on Okada, and that helped me out. So,
man, yeah.
Fuck, I didn't see Dragon Lee coming. Jesus
Dude,
Christ!
I top
Bandito is more of a name than him, and he's only been a name since All In. So,
I top locked that match and got it wrong. That was my top lock. In a hardcore match, I got my top lock wrong there. That really fucked me too.
I think that was my top lock too, if I'm not mistaken. I was sure that what's his face was going to walk out with the fucking title.
I thought it'd be celebrating. He's had it for so long, and it's going to be this is the Madison Square Garden celebration. Hey.
Well, there you go. But yeah,
so that's the super card.
That's a super card.
And then we have WrestleMania. So let's flip this one around and work our way up because it does build as we go.
Okay.
Now we have Bomber. Do we have debuts at last year's Mania? Because we had a couple here.
I'd have to go look. I'm not 100% sure. We may have had a couple.
Because right off the bat, what is that? Kier 1 beat CJ Blackthorne 86-68. And you're saying the highest Mania score was like what, 120, 130?
130.
Was the highest possible?
130. Oh, I didn't hit refresh. I think it's 131. I think it was.
I gotta refresh it. So 86 is pretty damn good.
Yeah, 131.
Braden did that against Bondzilla as well, 86-73. That's a good debut, 73, I believe, for Bondzilla. So, good lord, that's a good start.
Yeah, it's good to debut at WrestleMania where there's so many matches you can get really high scores. That's a good start. A little jumping off point there.
All right, so I refresh. It's loading everything in. Here we go. We got Voodoo Dreamer over Sling Blade and Lucha Warrior with a 90-81-43.
That is one of the highest scores of the night, actually. 99 was the highest score for Cammy Cat, as we'll get there, but 90, I think that was the second highest score of the night, Voodoo Dreamer there. So really good on him getting that.
You say right now, I also had a 90, but I was in Hell in a Cell. We'll talk about that as we go.
He got your score in a regular match. Think about that.
He got a natural 90. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think me and Boss both got it at 90.
Oh, did you? Nice. That's really good. Wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah. We got Otis beating Lukester 73-60.
Yeah.
We got Lily Pilly beating Alaska Brown 73-58.
Poor Brown. Poor Brown.
Is Brown still staying or?
I mean, he's off and on. He's more of a casual fan. So he's off and on pick wise.
Coming for the big shows. Okay.
Yeah.
We got Peanut beating Buckhead 5 89-62.
Yeah. Pretty big win there.
Cammy Cat 99 to Kyoko's 51.
Yeah, 40 points win or whatever it was, but Cammy Cat got the obviously huge squash of the night right there against Kyoko. So good job there.
Chappers and XO Liquid Vamp 88-80. That's a good high scoring one there.
Yes, it was.
CM Carlito over TB 87-64. Accelerator over Fart Bucket 60-34.
Another squash. I think that was Accelerator's first squash, career squash. So, well, Fart Bucket, it happens.
Rab and Mod Step 89-86.
That's who Mod Step fought. Yeah.
Yeah.
So earlier I thought this was going to be Mod Step's last ever match. So it was, and he would have lost it if it was the case. But we'll get there when we get there.
Broken Nerd beat Wookie 66-51. Super Hippo beat Platinum 87-67. And then we have an Ultimate X match, and I believe this was the end, like the pre-show main event. So this is the hard sell for the main card. The Alpha Dog beat Baron Ash, Luke Gray, and Vitamin Yes by points. So it just went all the way through. 89-87, 83-81.
Yeah, all four guys did really good here. Now earlier, if you remember, I was teasing this could have possible ultraviolet title match implications on the line, depending on how one went down, who won, and what happens later on in the night. Alpha Dog got the huge win. I would say probably an upset. I know we were predicting Vitamin Yes was going to get the win here, but ironically, he got the lowest score of the night of the match. That is. So Alpha Dog, if you
he got the lowest score, but only by 8.
Yeah, it's not like he did bad. I'm not saying he didn't do bad. But Alpha Dog got the win, and the way everything shakes down later, he will not be getting an ultra. Okay, I'm getting pissed off of my computer. Keep the current color scheme. God, what is this happening? Don't show this message again. There we go. Got it fixed, guys. Don't worry. Sorry. Alpha Dog will not be getting an ultraviolet title match because he's already had one, but instead he will be given a Road Warrior title match at Money in the Bank. So
yeah, not Rebellion, but Money in the Bank.
Yeah, the next main card. So good luck to him. He's still, this match, definitely this win will pay off, giving him a title match. So good luck to him, and congrats on a big win here at WrestleMania.
All right. Now, on the main card, we have the Peanut Memorial Battle Royal. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I don't think anybody said anything.
I thought I heard something. Okay, sorry.
No.
We have the Peanut Memorial Battle Royal. Cammy Cat with her 99 points won. Not surprising, considering that's the highest score. So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Cammy Cat won that one.
Who were you guys predicting to take that? Did anybody?
I was pulling for red, honestly, not for reasons. But I'm happy Cammy Cat won. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, in the final 6, I believe. Oh man, I had it in here. The final 6 in the Rumble was Ash, Cammy Cat, JD, the Dark Rider, Beer Me Jesus, and Spring Tigress. Woody, Beer Me Jesus. Yes. He was second to last in the Royal Rumble this year, and he was second to last left in the Peanut Memorial Battle Royal. Did he say anything in the chat with you guys about how close he was, how close it came? Has he really commented on both of these matches?
He did. He was really down about it, saying he didn't know if he was going to be able to win the big one, and we were just reassuring him like, "You're going to win it. You're going to win Money in the Bank and all that. Don't worry. Your time's going to come."
We'll see. I mean, he's literally, after all this stuff, he's leading the record board as far as the best record, most wins. He's got the highest points in the JRPL. So, at some point, you think something good's going to come his way. So we'll see. But
stick with it. You get there.
Yeah, 2 really tough, both the Battle Royal here and the Royal Rumble. He was second to last, runner-up, both of those. So who knows? That could even develop into a story going in the future where, according to like Battle Royals and Royal Rumbles with him, who knows? So
we'll see. In 11 years, he'll get a title shot.
Hey!
Oh, wait, that's the Kofi story. Wait.
Yeah.
9 more to go. Hey.
But
okay.
Big win for Cammy Cat. First of all, I have not hit her up on Discord yet for her. She is going to get a free T-shirt, either Pro Wrestling Tees or WWE Shop. I'm gonna hit her up and see which one she wants. I'll let everybody know what she got. Because last year GMSG got the Johnny Gargano Johnny Wrestling shirt. So when he won.
All right, so onward on the main card, we had a submission match. Jay Deonio defeated Orstella 87-77.
If you go back and look, JD. Back-to-back wins from G1 and here at WrestleMania, both submission matches. So back-to-back submission matches for him on this weekend. So pretty big deal there. But yeah, this pretty much just summed up this was a super mini flashback feud, I guess you can say, because JD threw Orstella out of the Team No Chance way back at War Games last year, TakeOver War Games, because of, obviously his cheating and costing them big points.
The one we mentioned, yes.
Yeah, so this is kind of a kickback to that, just to finish up that little mini feud, I guess. So JD got the
natural little storyline that we can work in. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and this is all. Yeah, JD actually requested. He's like, you know what? We never wrapped that up. So how about we try that at WrestleMania? And we did. So there you go. And he got the win.
And I do like the fact that just after simply having all these matches after all this time with 50+ shows, that these natural stories evolve out of it. Like there's the ones where Red and I can come up with something and work it over months, but then you just have events like this end up happening, or like Bear Me trying to win the big one, or myself in that same category. And you end up with storylines out of that. It's pretty great. Speaking of awesome storylines you end up with, Daddy Fatsack defeated Dave Smell My Fart -10 to -15 in a hardcore match in catering.
Oh God! Did you guys read the write-up on this one?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I think some people, it was their favorite write-up from what I've seen. Like, that seems to be the consensus.
No joke. This is the last match I did for the write-up. I did all the other matches, and I came to this one last before I posted the result. Well, technically, I guess my own match, because I forgot to do my match write-up, actually. So I guess technically that was the last one. But when I posted it originally, this was the last match I did the write-up for, because I wanted to get more of, the serious stuff out of the way so I could have just random, fun, wacky stuff with the catering match, and I wanted to have random people sprinkled in, random other superstars sprinkled into the match.
And I was gonna say, I saw some people that was almost a highlight to be like, I was mentioned, that was great. I'm sure as a writer even that helps to be able to get that. Oh, wouldn't it be crazy if I did this? Oh no, it's got to be serious in this. It's like, no, it would be great if he hit him with a pie. It's like, you know what?
And Fart Bucket. Fart Bucket loves his corn dog, so I made sure that was involved in the write-up that he somehow got involved with corn dogs.
Oh, the gravy burns, but it's so delicious.
Yes. You got the two big guys. And this was another feud that literally came out of nowhere, and hopefully it was a memorable moment. As we go through the show, I try to focus on making some like funny, memorable like WrestleMania, the quote unquote WrestleMania moments that I didn't really do last year because we weren't as we were in the thick of it.
We were a year in. It was a bit new to have epic stuff.
But like
the same way.
You'll see a couple moments throughout this write-up that, especially when we get to Ward and stuff, some moments that I tried to like have happen and stuff.
I think Warden almost stole a bit of thunder off of the Love Was Hell in a Cell a little bit there in a different way. So we've gone a different way on our angle, but we'll get there.
Yep.
I like it. It's all good.
Well, good. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the wackiness of the catering hardcore match.
I know our version of Jim Cornette probably hated it, but that's fine.
Of course.
We have the Green Machine defeating Dr. Tommy Oliver, 93-77.
Quick note: some people were pointing out that this match did not get a write-up. In that, at first, rightfully so, they probably thought I forgot. I did not really forget. I did not have anything. This is one of the matches that were kind of put on at the end, and it was more of a spin-off kind of feud because Tommy Oliver aligned with Hiroshi Moses, and then obviously that whole thing was against the Awesome Hooded Motherfuckers. So this is more of like a spin-off match. And if these guys, I didn't get anything from either of these guys as far as putting anything in the write-up. If I did, they would have got something, but there was not enough really to go on to, put in for the write-up here. So just some of the main card matches, as you know, in the JRPL just won't have a write-up. So either way though, good win for Green Machine. Either way. And
definitely.
Yeah, 93 points. That is actually the second highest score of the night. I thought it was 90, but 93 is the second highest score of the night. Green Machine. So good job.
Next up, we have a hardcore match as Daddy Kink explodes. So Kev defeated That Guy Jack 40-14 in a match where, much like Triple H and Batista, if That Guy Jack didn't win, his career was over.
Yep. So what are your guys' thoughts? I want to hear your guys' thoughts on That Guy Jack's end of his career in the whole Kev feud, because this was pretty much all of their ideas, the whole feud.
Well, their feud also had one on main show, one on house shows for a while, so they wouldn't interact, and the Rumble happened, and they did. So,
Are you guys gonna miss? Are you gonna miss That Guy Jack?
I wish that would have lasted a little bit longer, but I'm glad it ended like this on a high note.
Yeah, I was wishing it wasn't because I had more that I was going to kind of do, and I guess I could have in the end, but with all of me being swamped with so many write-ups and the fact that this was a 40-14 huge squash job,
gotta be a bit of a blowout.
I had, if you read the write-up, unfortunately, That Guy Jack throughout this whole storyline, he's kind of been shit on, and that was, building up to all right, this is That Guy's Jack match to win. He's got to win this. He's got to get the big win over Kev, and he failed miserably as far as the score goes. And I just made the write-up reflect that he just kind of got destroyed. And it was a 2-on-1. Exo Liquid Vamp, Kev's partner, Siblings of Anarchy were both there and pretty much just laid That Guy Jack out. And now his career, he put out a tweet, by the way, guys. He wanted to thank Jobber Radio for his time in the JRPL.
Yeah.
But there you go.
It was as legit as it could get in that sense, but then again, this is wrestling. He could always come back. Maybe it was his time to leave. He's in a different territory for now,
And I wish you guys...
It very much is like that old school kind of way, so...
And I've been telling That Guy Jack to get on our Discord for a while. I have no idea why he does it. He's in, wrestling groups on Facebook and stuff, but for some reason he won't get on the JRPL Discord. But you should have seen their trash talk. We do have just a Facebook chat with just me, Kev, and That Guy Jack. And Kev says, I'm beating your ass tonight, bitch. And during the show, he was getting destroyed, and Kev was just rubbing salt in the wound throughout the night. It was
we love that. It would have been great.
Yeah, but maybe, who knows? Maybe one day, even though he's not in the JRPL, maybe he'll jump in and join our Discord and hang out. But yeah, so we'll see what happens from here.
One of the few to leave the JRPL and not through death.
Yes. By the way, that reminds me. I'm glad you said that. Redhead 12 was here to watch WrestleMania at my apartment. It was me, Redhead 12, Kev, and Kyoko, and we watched WrestleMania here. And Redhead was trying to give Kev ideas to kill that guy Jack off. So he was trying to get him killed off. He talked about decapitating him and everything. I was like, guys, what the fuck?
No, there's it's wrestling.
Impact, guys, come on now.
Yeah. It's wrestling. I would say there are lines you don't go over unless you're doing the undead realm type stuff. You want to keep it within the realm of possibility, even when you're talking goofy wrestling. So you can't come back from decapitation. No.
That's true. Like, you never know. That guy Jack could come back in some form, but if you got his head cut off in the middle of the ring,
if the car just goes over the edge of the parking garage and bursts into flames, you never saw a body.
That's right. By the way,
that's like heading into like the Joey Ryan ghost category.
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, both scenarios with Lee and like Gourds, both scenarios I made sure carefully to not show, and no body was ever recovered in both of those scenarios, because you never know what's going to happen. So cutting somebody's head off, that's kind of final.
You can't come back from that. Now, you could imply it, and then it turns out no, it was something else. But no, you can't just like outright show it.
Yeah.
So that's going too far. And I've said that many times on the WoodYaTalks before, and even on the Discord chats during shows about like character stuff and where it goes. It's like there's certain things you can't undo, and that's why they never happen. So that's just no. You got to draw a line somewhere. So
yeah.
So that guy Jack for Hall of Fame 2020. Okay, moving on.
Oh my God.
We have the Money in the Bank qualifier. Beer Me Jesus defeated Cross 89-87.
Yeah.
Can he win the big one? Can he do it? He almost didn't make it there to do it.
Woody, was he at least pumped up after this win? Beer Me Jesus? And
Woody?
He's dead. He got decapitated, guys. Sorry.
Oh.
But no. Super close match. Beer Me Jesus. He's now locked into. He's been in these big matches before, as far as Money in the Bank. He was in the Elimination Chamber for the Road Warrior title. That is, he's been in these big multi-man matches, but he has lost them all, unfortunately. The Royal Rumble, the Battle Royal, So we'll see how he does actually in another scenario. He might fall into that category as he can't win the big multi-man matches. He can only win these one-on-ones or two-on-twos, as we've seen. We'll see what happens after this. But big win, 2 big scores, 2 good scores, and close here between these two. We knew it was going to be a good match, I think, but yeah, so congrats there.
And Woody, are you back? Okay, if Woody, when you come back, we'll get your thoughts on that.
Yeah,
wherever you have gone, because we do have an hour to go. We got an hour left, so we do have a ladder match.
There it is.
And you don't have it written there, but on the graphic it was, with a noose hanging above the ring. Matt Zion defeated the Might Knight. You got to change your spelling on that. It's the Might Knight Rider on your
You're right.
there.
Good call. I see
the
that.
Midnight. It's the Might Knight Rider. That's a good name.
Might Knight Rider.
79-75. Matt Zion won at Mania. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's kind of embarrassing, really, to lose to him.
Hey. So first of all, how did this match go? You guys both unfortunately didn't put up really high numbers. What screwed you, like confused you on the show as far as predicting wise? What tripped you up?
I think the biggest thing I screwed up was probably the Kofi Kingston, and I figured Brian was actually going to retain, so that kind of
be a monster heel.
Oh,
that sabotaged me big time, I think. And with the way Zion does his picks, he got some big points really early off with the top matches, right? So screwed me in the end. Picks kind of mirrored his for the most part, just not point wise.
Yeah. Well, either way, I mean, the storyline at least was good. So I guess, Scott, you got some questions for the Midnight Rider here.
Well, what was fun about this, I thought, is it all chained off of the story that's been going on, where Matt and I ended up together. just because Bastion Judge Hut just happened to pick him because it's funnier. He's the jobber of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So then the whole thing where the writer is attacking random people, and then he goes after me, and it's like, okay, this is not good. And he goes after Redhead, who I was with at the time, and Matt. It's like, why is he attacking my partners? It's because he is my partner. That was just kind of it, and that led to a fucking Mania match with a ladder. It's kind of great. I like how it fell into that. So
Yeah.
So
I was
oh, sorry, you're good.
of doing this. I was like, I don't like. I want to string this along long enough where people stop questioning whether it's me or not, because right off the bat, pretty much everyone was like, "It's Lee, it's Lee, it's Lee."
Lee and I literally talked, and I had 8 people telling me, "That's Lee, right? You can tell me it's Lee." And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about." On day 1 of the writer's promo, and I was like, "I know what you're talking about. No. Well, are you sure? Yeah, if it was Lee, he'd tell me." Like, I'm full. I can say it. No, I was full kayfabing everybody, and
So
we wanted to be like, this will go so long, people will stop wondering, is it Lee? It's not Lee. No,
Yeah.
It can't be Lee.
I wanted to drag it out long enough and just basically attack people randomly, although trying to drop hints like, "Oh, he must have some method, he must have some sort of goal," and just divert people's attention from the real goal. Because if I went after Scott right away, I think the gig would have been pretty much up right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, that said, people were still convinced and saying in chats and stuff that it's Lee. It's Lee. We know it's Lee. It has to be Lee. And I'm like, well, we're not admitting it. No one can say you knew it was, because the 3 people that knew never said it was. So you guessed right. That's all you did.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah. The funny thing is, because we are, wrestling fans, and we all think we're just super fucking smart all the time. So it kind of revolved around. It became more of a fad, or not really fad, but the cool thing to be like, yep, Midnight Riders Lee. Yeah, like Luke Gray, who came around after Lee was even gone, and was like, oh yeah, no, that's Lee. Like, you don't even know who fucking Lee is. Like, what are you, what are you talking about? Because he sees everybody else saying it, so he jumps in. And,
I mean, they're right, but
oh, of course, they're right. Yeah. Yes, but
like the analysis, people were like, "Oh, the profile pic matches Lee's Twitter. There's a similar something there, and like his picks from one Mania are similar to his picks from another between Lee and the writer, or his picks from the Discord chat match what he said on the podcast." It's like they were analyzing. I'll say the same thing Rousey did last time around the Rumble. It's like, I'm not going to tell you if it's happening or not, because that wouldn't be any fun if it was.
Yeah.
Like, if I told people in October, yeah, that's Lee, well, what's the point of going to Mania now? Like, come on. We're not going to tell you. Go along for the ride.
Yeah, I never, the whole time, I never once, when you threw this out to me, Lee, about, coming back as another, alias, I never thought about it as, oh, this is going to be this giant, mystery stuff. I knew we were going to eventually get to you getting up, hitting up with Scott later down the road, but I never was going to... in any write-up, I never treated it as... I don't think you'll ever see, who is the Midnight Rider? I've always treated the Midnight Rider as just a new character. I never tried to angle it as a mystery. Important, yeah, I never tried to angle it as a mystery ever, as far as write-ups goes. So...
And I tried to... and I knew there was going to be people, analyzing a little too closely to try to catch me, so... I scored as the writer.
Yeah.
My little tablet that I have, and at times I'd have myself and the writer on at the same time. Think made people suspicious was how the writer's promos always came up on the actual Jobber Radio channel.
Yeah.
So a way around that, unless I had made a new YouTube channel or something like that. But
yeah, well, I got people thinking maybe it's someone that Matt knows from Reckless Eating, like A3K or Chris Reckless. It's one of them. Maybe it's one of them. People were starting to wonder that.
Yeah.
Even
there were a couple.
So I was like, oh, good. Yes, theorize. Yes, good.
There were a couple of scenarios where some people weren't completely on board, but they still thought. There was stuff where well, Bomber has it in the rules where you can't have a second account, so it can't be Lee, and that kind of. Some people were saying that. there was off and on. Yes, everybody was right. They were more, they were a lot of things that could have pointed to it as far as you were like on the actual page and stuff. And Woody, are you back? I want to see what Woody thought about.
Yes.
Okay, so what were your giveaways, or what were your thoughts on the writer's time as the Midnight Rider? That is.
So what my takeaway and all that shebang?
Yeah. What did you like the story? How did you know if it was or was not Lee? Like, what was your thoughts?
Okay. So how do I know if it was Lee or not? Well, it kind of gave it away, like middle of the road for me, kind of. When I went to add the Midnight Rider on Discord and saw that his only friend was Lee.
God damn it!
God
damn it!
Shit.
Well, that would be interesting.
Oh damn! Okay.
All right. I didn't know who my friends list would be visible to.
Shit!
Discord, but
well, that would be a giveaway.
That's pretty funny. Okay. All right.
Giveaway, yeah.
All right. Now we know. All right.
Yeah, I also don't know how to check. I don't even know how to check who my friends are. So okay. So I guess that was a pretty good giveaway. Yeah.
And the story itself, I loved it. Like I was analyzing everything, like in the write up. I'm like, well, what's this? What's that? What's this? I'm like, who is this? Who is that? It was really fun.
Oh, I will say it seemed like everybody, even if they were sure, it's got to be Lee, they were on board. Like when a writer post went up, it got shared and discussed in Discord like crazy. It was always like, oh, writer. Like it was like, oh no, the writer's coming for me. It was awesome. It was so good. And I of course had to play that up too. It was like, I don't want to die. I don't want the writer to come for me. It's just the writer. Some guy copying Lee's shtick. Yeah.
See, this is one thing that I don't think it really happened, but I was a little worried about it. Everybody was on board with the writer. Everybody liked the writer stuff. You did a really good job, Lee, by the way. And then whenever the reveal was going to happen, I seen hints of it, but it didn't actually happen. I was hoping people wouldn't be like, oh, well, I knew it was Lee. This was all dumb. I already knew it was him. Fuck that. That was stupid. There was a couple people like, oh, well, haha, I already knew that, whatever. Like, there was a little bit of that, but first of all, fuck you guys that say that, by the way, because it was all good.
Yeah. And you didn't know. You guessed right. You did not know.
And it was also...
Woody knew. He proved he knew.
Woody knew.
Woody knew. So, all right.
And also, though, it was never written like a mystery. It was never a who is the Midnight Rider. So... if anybody says, "Oh, well, I already knew it was him. This was lame," it was never even written as a mystery. So,
no, and even with the attack at the end of was it Fastlane? I think where Redhead's laying and then he hangs Matt.
Yeah,
and I'm there like the story wasn't who is the writer. It was why has the writer done this?
Yeah,
was the key. Like it's always the key of what it was. So, yeah,
and it just so happens to be Lee. So we will see. Well, I guess we kind of skipped. We haven't even got to that match yet. But yeah.
We'll get there. We're not far off. So we can get
shit.
to
Here
that.
comes the big one right here. Oh, shit.
The big one. Well, yeah, we got to talk about this because we do have a time frame here. So, Road Warrior Championship. Cade Gailey defended against the Warden in a King of the Road hardcore match, which, to be fair, Warden was like, wait, it's a King of the Road match. He apparently didn't know that going in.
Wait, who, Warden?
But also with LJ.
No, Warden actually came to me and said he wanted the King of the Road match.
Oh, who was I thinking of then? I don't know who it was. Someone I thought said they didn't know that it was. But either way, LJ was in it too, because he was the driver. Yes. Remember the old King of the Road? What was it? The back... oh, God, the old WCW match with Bricktop Bully and Dustin Rhodes. The King of the Road match that basically got them fired. Yeah.
It was
so, you had one of those, Bomber. With LJ, Cade Gailey, and the Warden, 58, 55, 40. So LJ does, in fact, win the Road Warrior title, but I thought he had a 0.
Yeah. So, well, first of all, that is in stone. He did have a 0 at G1, and he did lose. That's all in the record books. He took the loss, and Cade Gailey defended the title successfully at G1. So this is what happened. First of all, history on the match. Warden came to me, I think the Saturday or whatever it was, sometime that weekend, and said, "Hey, can my match be this match, this King of the Road match?" And linked it to me. And I was like, "Oh my God, I fucking remember this match." I thought it was
great for a Road Warrior title.
I agree. It was hilarious, and at the time I said I'll think about it, And when it came time, I was like, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it. So, stats wise, whatever, it was just taken as a hardcore match, but with the kayfabe King of the Road rules. So everybody knew Kay Gailey defended G1 because of this crazy cheat job that LJ did and Modstep did. So nobody knew Kay Gailey and Warden were not in just a one-on-one match. This is what happened. This is how it all went down. This is what people were wondering. So after I announced everything, I checked Twitter and I have a message there. It's from LJ, a DM. He DMs me, and I'm like, okay. He's like, whoa, what is this? Who am I gonna have to take to court to figure out what we're gonna do here? I shouldn't have lost my match. Nobody was cheating. And I'm like, all right. Well, I was like, what are you talking? Like, what's going on here? I got
after being through it once before with claims of no, I didn't cheat.
Yes, that's why.
See what you're thinking going into this. You're like, oh, here we go again.
Yes, because Orstella claimed the same thing, and it went through, and yes, he was cheating. So I talked to him a little bit. This is as I'm supposed to be getting everything ready for WrestleMania. We're talking like an hour before the deadline of WrestleMania. While I'm swamped with shit and trying to get stuff ready at my apartment because I got company coming. It was chaotic for me personally. Anyway, but I was talking to LJ, and he says, "Hey, me, Chappers, and Modstep are all friends." Like real life friends, and they all watch the pay-per-views together. First of all, I had no idea that Chappers was even involved in this. There was no IP matching for anything. LJ said they went out drinking the night before, some Friday night, whatever. They came back to Modstep's house, and he submitted his picks at Modstep's house. LJ did, that is. I was like, okay, well, that would, obviously make up for the, matching IPs. I said, okay, this is how we're going to have to confirm this. I said, I need to talk to both of you guys at the same time in voice chat. I was like, I need to confirm you guys are different people, and if it is, we'll see where we go from there. And he's like, all right, I'm coming on. So he was on board. They were on board. They got up with me in voice chat. They both talked to me. By the way, shout out to you guys because they're in the UK. I don't know what time it was during all this, but good stuff there.
Like an 8-hour difference. So
yeah, and this is, like I said, this was WrestleMania time, which was crazy. So, no, they explained to me everything that went down. I obviously could tell it was two different people, and I had to give them I said, okay, so what do you want to do? I asked LJ, okay, you're good to go. You guys aren't going anywhere. You guys are still in the JRPL. I'm sorry I made the mistake. What are we going to do? I gave him the option. I can reverse the decision again and make you the Road Warrior champion at G1, and I'll make this a triple threat match at WrestleMania with you, the champion. Or I said we can make a story out of it and try to get it like really crazy and involved and stuff, and we're going to keep the result of G1 where you lost. Bomber came out, fired you because of, performance enhancing, whatever the hell I said. And
wellness violation.
Wellness violation, there you go. Wellness violation. And we'll have you show up unexpectedly at WrestleMania and be in that triple threat match.
To make a moment.
And yes, and he, funny thing, I got really excited when they did it because I heard them in the background. They all were like, oh, yeah, they were like really fucking pumped up. That made me really happy.
It turned into something bigger than it was.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And LJ said, he's like, let him keep the title. I want to be in the match. I want to be a surprise person in the match. So that's what we did. I didn't tell anybody. It was funny.
That's a big risk on his part too.
That was a big risk. He literally gave away the title to go for a story, which is, pretty cool. And I'm glad it paid off for him. I'm actually really glad he won after all this, at WrestleMania. But Redhead was the only one that knew because he came over while I was dealing with all of this stuff. And I was like, all right, I got to deal with this for a second. And, and that's where I came up with the idea of how about Kate Gailey, Warden are fighting in the back of this 18-wheeler, and LJ is like in the cab. At first, I did say I want him to be the driver, but then I was like, well, wait a minute. What the hell would happen when he goes to the back? What the hell's going to happen with the truck? So I had him come out the passenger side, like he was in the cab the whole time, and enter himself into the match, and he pulled down he rang the cord and sounded the bell, the horn, whatever, and won the match. So that's all the behind the scenes. That's what happened. Any questions? I'll take questions.
Seems
cut and dry.
Yeah, pretty cut and dry again.
Yeah, I like how, like I said, it became more of a moment than it would have been otherwise.
Yes.
That's interesting. But for the record, this literally is everything that you wanted out of the last occurrence with the War Games thing. We're like, this is what I needed. I needed proof, and it never happened. So
Yes,
like,
there was no way to.
that.
Yeah, or Stella couldn't provide any proof. And
There's never been pics from the other two again.
Yes.
Like, so it's like continuing proof almost.
the
Yeah.
emails never were. They weren't real and all that.
Yeah.
So
Not to dwell on that, but this was like, oh yeah, oops.
yeah, no.
All right.
From the second I saw how he reacted with like, all right, can you guys prove? They're like, yeah, let's jump. Like, let's go. And I was like, okay, well, obviously, from that moment, I was like, okay, well, these guys are probably legit. And when I got in the voice chat, obviously everything checked out. So, that was me. That I admit I felt like I did what I had to do. I don't think I could have put a title on the dude when I don't know if it was a second account. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that was premature of me, or what?
No.
By the way, don't think you can give me some criticism if I like, for real. I don't care.
I'll go first and say it real quick. I think that you had to do what you had to do to get the next show out. If it was like any other show where there's maybe 2 or 3 days before the results come out, it would have all hashed itself out, and LJ versus Cade Gailey would have been what it was, and he probably would have won, and then the Road Warrior match would have been what it was. But considering you literally had like a 24-hour turnaround, sorry, this happened during the Mania pick, so it was already like, it's time to go.
Yeah, I found this out, like I said, like less than 2 hours before the deadline.
Yeah, so like you had to do what you had to do. Under normal circumstances, it would have hashed itself up before the results came out anyway, and it would have been okay. It's just this, you had to make a decision. This is the rules. There you go.
Yep. Lee, Woody?
Don't trust those British people, but I think you made the right decision.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically almost killed Warden, so.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah.
Warden always dies. He always somehow like almost dies, like the baseball bat to his eyeball.
Hey, that was none of that was that was your guys' write up. That part. This one was mine. I did it this time.
I do love the current storyline. If you go look in the Discord chat about how Warden's in the hospital and gets visited by everybody.
Yeah,
it's been pretty great so far. It's very fun.
Warden has been going above and beyond. Yeah, so in case you didn't read the write up, Warden ended up falling off the side of the 18-wheeler and landed in like the windshield of an oncoming car and caused a it was, I wanted to make, like I said, WrestleMania, a moment that people are going to remember. I didn't plan on anybody dying or something. Warden, as soon as he read it, he goes, dude, did you just kill me? I was like, no. I was like, no, I just wanted to.
He should know that cars don't kill people in the JRPL. Come on.
Leading cause of death in JRPL, automobile accidents. But I just wanted a crazy moment and to do something with the Warden, because honestly, I haven't been getting a whole bunch from Warden as far as what he wants to do with his character. He's been kind of off and on lately, so I think this is the perfect scenario for him to like find something for his character to like kind of give him a little boost.
And he said that too. Like he thought he was directionless going into Mania. Like the whole thing was solution. The tag titles were up. They got to move forward and kind of be a little free. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't easy at first. There were some definite hiccups here and there. So it's like, well, now what? Like a bit of floundering happened.
Yeah.
Not for anybody's fault. It just trust me, Lee and I know how that can go. So just a matter of finding something, and then the World Warrior Title Mania. Okay, that's cool. And honestly, it reminds me of not to be like it's a me thing, but Survivor Series. You guys took me out. I got shield power bombed through a table. I didn't get pinned. I got taken the fuck out. That's what happened here. Like nobody beat Warden. He got put through a car. That's what it took. So that's still good. It's just he lost. So.
Yep. And he's doing, like I said, a fantastic job in the character chat right now. I do plan on. I've been, busy with a couple of things.
I saw you in there.
Other video. Oh yeah, I did post a couple of things there. But I've been busy with a couple of video stuff and behind the scenes stuff. I plan on getting a couple things out. I talked to him. I want to get his stuff on the site as an article because he's doing a really good job with like pictures and stuff and like fake news articles and everything. It's really cool. I talked to him. I want to get that on the site as actual news articles because, like I said, if people can provide enough of good content to go on the site, I want to feature it. So he's doing a good job, and I plan on getting that on the site sometime soon. But
Now, Woody, let's rewind a brief moment here because we want to get your opinion on Beer Me Jesus beating Cross by 2 points in the Money in the Bank qualifier.
Oh, see,
Yeah, we figured you had something to say there.
it's a little funny story because I was with him and he was just like, I don't think I'm gonna win. And he's like, I don't think I'm gonna win. And I think the main event is what really helped him, if I remember correctly.
2 points is literally one bonus question. That's how I always
Yeah.
like to put it. It's like that's all it takes is a win or loss right there. So,
But I'm glad he won. I think out of everyone in the JRPL, he's more than earned himself a world title match. But he just needs to get that Money in the Bank briefcase, and he's all set.
Mine.
Yeah, is he like, because you said he was like, a little more bummed now after this big win over Cross? Is he feeling a little bit better at least, or is he still kind of, we'll see what happens?
I think he's I haven't talked to him. Like, I've talked to him, but I haven't talked to him like in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But from what he's told me, he's pretty pumped about Money in the Bank. He thinks he has a good chance of winning it.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, we'll talk about Money in the Bank hopefully in a bit. We got 40 minutes to go, and we're coming up on the main stuff here, so we should be able to work in that. Next up, we've got War Games. The Blissful Enigmas, Jonathan C.T. Martin, Junction, Adnex, and Breaker defeated the new the new faction Legends of New School, Ash, Jace Villain 13, The Dark Rider, and Hawk. It was 144 to 113. A story that I was a bit familiar with just from like tangentially being involved with Red and those guys. They had their brawls and I got involved, and it was kind of some awesome moments where I'm attacking Red out of nowhere. Some fun stuff out of that, but yeah, big War Games match on Mania.
Yeah, these guys, this is one of the more intertwined with your story, more of the more involved, I should say, storylines going into WrestleMania. A lot of moving
parts.
Yeah, and
exactly. Yeah,
and again, you got 8 guys going into one match, so that's it's going to get crazy.
With at least 2 others involved in the story, with myself and Red, and then Lee involved in that as well with me, and yeah.
There was a little rule question brought into effect for this match, by the way, that I wanted to clear up real quick. During the night, they were saying that hey, wait a minute. The advantage went to Legends of New School at G1 because they won the matches to qualify for the advantage in this War Games match. Now, at the last War Games, we solidified that, hey, the advantage means the team gets the more points on the end of the bonus questions as far as the War Games rules go. I know the War Games rules are fuckety as far as in real life, the team that comes in first gets the advantage. But in the JRPL, and the way when you look at it this way, whoever comes in last is the fresher opponent, and they get more points. So
yeah, it kind of shot us in the foot the first time.
Yes.
Because you gave the advantage to the other team that actually hampered them.
Yeah.
Overall. Yeah.
Yeah. And so at the end of the last one, I said, we went over in Discord. I remember there was I admit that it's a little convoluted rules as far as, who gets the advantage. But we said, hard rule, the advantage goes to the team that gets the more points. So during the show, CT Martin came to me and was like, wait a minute. They won the advantage, so we get more points. And I'm like, nope, that's how it started out because we fucking sucked with it. But we made it official. That advantage means a real advantage points wise, and so
it's like you beta tested it.
Yeah, the League of Legends. My bad. The Legends of New School got the advantage points wise, so they got more bonus points than the Blissful Enigmas. So I know it's convoluted and it's stupid as far as figuring all that out for this show, but
that's backwards.
Yeah, hopefully
but it makes sense points wise.
Yes.
It's not. It's silly to give a bonus to the guys who end up actually, not benefiting from that. Like that's literally how that was working originally.
And that happened, and it happened against you guys, Woody. I think that was the first War Games match. You guys versus the UVC and Tino. Funny enough.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and we had the same issue with the whole coin flipping, and I think we reversed it to where whoever picked it right got the advantage or the coin or whatever.
Yeah, it was all, like I said earlier, fuckety. So, but we got it sorted out now, and the Legends of New School got the advantage, meaning they did get the more points in this match. Unfortunately, they ended up losing. Those points didn't help them out, those bonuses, but so good job on Enigmas. But I just wanted to clear that rule up going forward. And as far as the match goes, I think it a little bit hurts the steam of Legends of New School. They just formed a faction. That's what we were talking about, Scott, on the last WoodYaTalk episode. They kind of needed the win here coming in as the new faction to make a name for themselves against Blissful Enigmas, who have had a lot of success as a bigger group in matches. But I don't know.
And at the same time, it's a very good win for the Enigmas because they've had their ups and downs for sure. So getting a solid win like that, even against a new faction, it helps.
Yeah. So Lee and Woody, what do you guys think of Blissful Enigmas here? Do you think this should propel them super high up? Do you think this really hurts Legends of New School? What do you guys think going forward from this War Games match from these two teams, two stables?
Well, with the Enigmas, it's like they win lots of big ones, and then they lose some matches that they should have won, and then that drops them, and then it's like a weird cycle with them. I don't know what to take of it.
Yeah, I know CT Martin asked you in the Discord. They said, so, hey, me and Junction are getting tag team title match, right? What do you think about that?
I don't know. I mean, definitely take on all comers. I don't see why not.
Do you think with this match, do you think they earned a tag team title match? I'll ask you that.
No.
Oh.
Because this isn't like this really wasn't the tag division match. I mean, kind of, I guess, but
Okay.
I don't think so. For me personally,
It's a new era of faction warfare. It's not just the 2-on-2s. But again, it hasn't always been. It's been like Solution and Regulators and HMF, and those aren't 2-on-2 teams. They're faction.
Mm-hmm.
The only real teams have been the Outsiders or the Drifters, or the award winners. Actually, the worst is like it's a tandem. That's it. Everything else has pretty much been members of a faction. So factions came on strong originally in the JRPL, and they seem to be making a comeback now.
Yeah, it definitely seems like we'll be getting into another one that formed coming up here.
I think both factions are full of nerds and they're stupid and they should be kicked out of the league.
There you go. Lee is back, baby. He is back.
Lee is back.
He is back. Kick them all out. Get rid of them all.
All right. Now, speaking of tag division, speaking of Woody, speaking of Drifters, speaking of all that, the Drifters, who were undefeated going into this 5-0, ended up losing their tag titles in their first defense, even though they had a non-title win over the weekend. They lost them 180 to 168 to Boss Solution, Woody, and Legit Boss 2K. These, I'll give you some records here. They're the first world champions to be tag champions. Naturally, they're the first team of world champions to do that as well. And that is the first time that someone's had 3 different titles, because Woody has been world, top lock, and tag champion. You can put a big ol' asterisk for Canadian title on there too, but it's not official. So Woody is one of the highest decorated. No one's had more than 3 different title reigns of anything. So he's on that as well. So Woody, now that I've tooted your horn enough here, how'd you feel this went?
You know what? I was feeling really good heading into this. Me and Boss, we talk along with like the other 2 members about everything, and I'm glad it all worked out. Both teams, like Boss Solution and the Drifters, both teams were heading in here undefeated. So that was a fun little story, like little side story.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think?
First of all, congratulations to you for winning your 3rd title. You got an achievement that I don't even have the graphic made for yet because I didn't know how long it was going to take before somebody won a 3rd title. So you got the achievement for it. I just haven't made the graphic. It's called Threefer, win a 3rd JRPL championship. And again, it counts as different championships. So
yeah.
Congrats, you're the first to get that achievement. But you know me, I love to see successful title defenses. I am really sad to see the Drifters lost the titles after coming up so strong, being undefeated, and then lose without even defending them successfully. That broke my heart. Congrats to you guys, obviously, but man, I really wanted to see at least one successful title defense, and a WrestleMania win would have really solidified them as the top tag team. But guess what? You gotta go with the scores. And Boss Solution, you guys, I like your guys' story too. Like Scott said, first ever tag team world champions. So that's fun. What about you, Scott? And Lee, both you guys.
Drifter should go down to the bottom of the ladder now and never be seen again.
Never to be seen. Oh, okay, so here Lee's just like everyone else. Fuck them. They're gone. Kick them out of the league. I love it.
Too many people. Let's get rid of them.
It's time for those releases. Here we go.
By the way, Nathan did hit me up on Discord last night and asked me. He said, "Hey, is there a Money in the Bank tag team match this year?" As I already said, unfortunately, there will not be a return for the tag team Money in the Bank. Then he replied with, "Okay, can we have a rematch for the tag team titles?" Or wait, what is that? I think he said, or can we be in a number one contenders match and help us get back in the contendership is what he was asking.
I like it. Not an automatic rematch, but earn a way back in.
Yes. That could be in the future. We will see. I will say that. We will see.
I don't know why he's asking for that. You're just going to lose.
Lee, not a fan of the Drifters, I see.
Lee and I are a bit bitter because we never did defend the tag title successfully. I can relate on that.
Yeah, we got screwed by somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was a triple threat. We didn't even get beat. And it should have been a drop by where we make it to the final. It's bullshit.
Those damn awesome hooded motherfuckers. Let me tell you.
Yep.
No, the fix was in from the top.
Yep.
From the top.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Bummer. We're still coming for you. Anyway, Iron Man match. Hiro Shin Moses defeated the GMSG 10-9.
Upset. I'm crazy. I didn't think this was gonna happen. Major win for Hiroshin Moses here. 10-9. Unfortunately, it happened early in the night. I guess as soon as before the pay-per-view even started, WrestleMania. During the pre-show, GMSG sent me a message, like PM, DM, whatever you can call it. Said, "All right, I already lost Hero. Just do whatever you want." I'm like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "It's super early." He's like, "Nope, it's already the way the rules are with Iron Man match and the way our picks go. He already won." I was like, "Well, that's unfortunate." But storyline wise, these guys have had one of the longest stories going. And I think it all paid off well in the end. I think obviously GMSG was the one that everybody thought was going to get the win, seeing how he was the one kind of being manipulated and the mind games were being played on him and everything. And in the end, he ended up losing. So that is the one thing.
Sometimes the hero doesn't win.
That is true, and that's the one thing that happens when you can't when you can't actually book who wins and who loses. So, and out of this match, we had the spawn of a new stable.
Yep.
Hiroshin Moses has brought in Dr. Tommy Oliver, who he's aligned with over the weekend, and the Chaotic Maniacs, who he is aligned with a couple. I think last month they showed up to help him out. So. That is the newest stable, the four of them, and their team or faction name is apparently Kill the League. KIL, I guess, or KTL. Sorry, KTL. Kill the League, and we're gonna see where that goes. I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. What are your guys' thoughts on Kill the League?
It reminds me of a earlier part of the solution, kind of, but. Not in that kind of way, I guess.
It's funny that they want to kill the league when I said this in the character chat and even in my video promo, but the league is currently still under the wrong side of the war having been won. So you want to kill the corrupt league. Okay, sure. And I just spin it out. You need a rebellion. That's where we're going.
Corrupt? So. What are you talking about, corrupt?
Why?
I don't know what you're talking about, corrupt.
It's the bad guys. They want to. It's the bad guys going after bad guys. No.
Another faction. They're killing my interest. That's for sure. Oh, boring. Run them out like we're running those other two. The War Games match.
Yeah, there you go. So I don't. Again, like Scott said earlier, we're kind of having a resurgence of factions. We'll see where Kill the League fall into things. Again, we just finished WrestleMania, so who knows where these stories are going to go.
It is fun to be a solo player during this time too. I gotta say, because it helps you stand out a bit. Because I've always been tempted by the factions because Lee and I were the team, but we were always on our own otherwise. And there was always the like, oh, maybe being part of a faction, but I never reached out to anybody. I was always tempted here and there, but it's like, no, I like being my own thing. So that's interesting to see now, where it's like, oh, things are definitely getting crazy with all this stuff happening during it. It's like the side stories during the war. It is like that when Ash and Finn were having their best of 5 during the war, and then that spilled over. It's all a matter of a long, slow burn, which I always do appreciate in this kind of stuff. Speaking of a long, slow burn, Bomber, you beat Cam Popplestone 24 to -9 in your ultra-violent title deathmatch. Speaking of the hero not winning.
Yeah. This is another, obviously, this is the longest feud that's been coming into the pay-per-view here. It's been off and on, though. It hasn't, it's been, steady throughout. It's been off and on. Cam Popplestone's taken a couple, leave of absence here and there. And storyline-wise, we capitalized on that as far as, we've talked about it before. You know what went down. Bomber, pretty much tried to keep him out of the JRPL, but Cam Popplestone kept showing up in different roles and stuff. But it finally built up to this. Bomber versus Cam Popplestone, death match. And then this is the one I forgot the write-up to originally. I didn't want any, I wanted this to be the last match, the last thing between the two. So it was just a straight-up match. There was going to be a winner, no matter who it was. It happened to be me. Pretty good score, by the way. It would have been it was a squash, but I already have that achievement. But in the write-up, I ended up using a fork. I stab it into his skull. I stab it into his hand. At the end, I stab it into his skull and then give him the dirty deeds with the fork in the head. If you haven't read the write-up, there you go. Kind of spoiled that for you. But that's how I put him away and finish him. And that it was just a bad guy getting the win using a fan's fork in the crowd. So
your time will come.
I 100%
We've been teasing a match forever, so I like that might end up being a thing.
It 100% will. And 3J Platinum has been.
He's got your fucking number, and he's your next challenger.
We'll see, but yep. Cam Popplestone and I, we have had a really good feud. I'm happy with the stuff that we did. A lot of stuff with his idea, and some of it obviously was my idea. But I think together we did a pretty good, had a pretty good little story. So I'm proud of it, and I'm also proud of that win. By the way, I'm proud of the win.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Still the champ, baby.
Yep. UVC
rebound from
UVC kept that belt.
What was that, Woody?
I said, yeah, you had a rebound from last year's WrestleMania match.
Yes, I did. I definitely.
That's the one that Woody won.
I definitely failed hard last year. I'll give you that. You got me good. You did. Can't fight that one.
All right, next up, Hell in a Cell. Sorry, Love is Hell in a Cell. I beat Redhead 90 to 78.
Big score difference there. Big win. There was a
win.
There was a moment in the show, I think, where Red said that he could have won if something happened. I think if Kurt Angle won or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because CT did the scores and had one of the numbers wrong. So it's like, if Baron Corbin wins, Redhead took a huge lead. I'm like, my math doesn't work out to that. And then Baron Corbin won. I was like, oh no. But no, he had numbers wrong. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Hell in a Cell's fun because your scores are doubled either way. So if you get them right, you get double. If you get them wrong, you lose double. So that was terrifying, but also fun. So
yeah. So how did you think it turned out? Obviously, you won. That turned out good. But as far as the story and everything, the conclusion and everything went.
Overall, this was probably, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, the most important match I've had for JRPL stuff. Very high profile, big event, major match, so that's awesome. I appreciate that. It kind of came through, I don't want to say exactly like we planned, because I somehow became a tag team champion during all this with the tournament, so that wasn't at all part of it. But where we took it all the way through, super proud of it. Very, very fun. We had a lot of fun with the write-up. Literally, Bomber was able to copy-paste.
Yes, I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
That helps me.
We went full in on all the wedding themes, like the wedding march and the twisted dress and the bloody roses and the cake, and I was like, well, how does that work into the match? Because I'm always the type, it's got to be there for a reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like the wedding, the bouquet was used to get out of a submission hold, and the ring was used for the same way, and we had it also. It's no ring, so the ring was disassembled. So we were fighting in parts of the ring, like the ring posts and the boards and the ring ropes and all that. I tried to make it like I also been reading from your stuff, Bomber, about the Mania moments, the big moments.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to incorporate a lot of that, like the craziness of the ring post figure 4, or just roaring on top of the cell with the crowd. I tried to really capture that stuff for just some cool ass stuff. And if you ask anybody that I've worked with, I always try to put everybody over during it, and then whoever wins wins. Like I like to make it even, depending. So we had some cool moments back and forth, and I'm fucking thrilled that I won, because like we said before, I had to win this.
You did.
I don't know what my character would be if I didn't.
Yeah, if Redhead would have won this one, no telling where he would have went from it. Obviously, that would have boosted Redhead up quite a bit, which obviously you're getting the boost now. But yeah, it would have just felt different, like way like it wouldn't have been as big of a feud, I think, or a match. If I mean, not just crediting Redhead, but as far as the story goes, Scott had to win. So
when you tell this story, if you're writing it, the good guy has to win.
Yeah, especially
period. Like the bad guy should not win this. You're telling it wrong if it does. Yeah. But it could have. So
that's the glory about it. What about Lee? Oh, we'll get to Lee's moment in a second. But Lee and Woody, did you guys enjoy this feud? Did you guys think it was? I think personally it was one of the better ones on the show. But what do you guys think about this one?
It was a good feud. I personally wish it would have maybe went on like a month, or like it would have started a month or two like before, getting a little bit more in there, like story development and all that.
It was supposed to.
Yeah,
because it felt like the wedding came out of nowhere. But
it did.
My personal opinion.
There wasn't supposed to be a tag team tournament with me in it.
Yeah,
it was supposed to happen then and go through this whole time. It was not supposed to be after the tournament.
Even with Jut and Bastion,
we're with you, Woody. We're with you.
Even with Jut and Bastion not facing you, they still are fucking your plans up. Look at that.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah.
But Scott won because that made it a little bit more sweet for the aftermath. Like Scott finally persevered and is sort of on top of the world, literally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
yeah, you want to dive into that?
Yeah. So obviously this is where the Midnight Rider revealed who he was. What was your what went I don't really know what to ask here. What was the plan here?
Just what the write-up said. On the top of the cage, whether he won or lost, the fact that he won again made it a bit better, because he's sort of he's at the top of the mountain here. He's he's just won. He's just vindicated himself a little bit after having like a really up and down kind of last few months or whatever.
Another partner lost.
And so I figured this would be a good time as any to from him and get the big shocking moment or whatever. So I think it's one of those situations where results of the predictions in our favor as far as storyline goes.
So Scott, you did not see what was written for this moment. What did you think about after you read it? What were your thoughts?
I loved it. All the nooses was great, and I love the visual of being on top of the cell and all that happens.
All the nooses was Bomber's addition to it, by the way.
Oh yeah, that was I don't know
really
why.
Cool.
I just thought I don't know. That was just a weird vision that I had.
It seemed like a Mania thing.
Just tons of like news, like this super ominous. Like all of a sudden, it's like, all right, now you're fucked. Like basically, I just pictured that.
No, it's funny because the original idea was that I'd get hung or hanged, and I'd be out. Like I wouldn't show up for a while. But the way it was written, I'm like, no, that seems like they got me. I'm good. And this is after seeing Warden go through a car, and I was like, well, he's got that story over there. So me being out doesn't really work as well. So what if it's more like I'm not fighting him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the way to go with that. That's even better. Yeah, that's the way. So it worked out kind of almost better for that. It's I love. I've been very lucky, and I'll say this. I'll take credit as well because I got Trash Talker of the Year. I have tried to seed stories all over the place, so I can take a little bit of credit toward that ability of having something chain from one to another to another to another. But it literally went from the whole thing where Lee's dead to what side am I on to I'm on this side to we lost the war. I'll fight anybody. I found someone. It's great. We got the tag titles. The world is collapsing around me. I got vindication. Lee is back. Oh, fuck, he's hanging me. Like, it's been non-stop. It's been pretty great. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woody, what are your thoughts now that we actually see who the Midnight Rider is?
I really liked it. I really liked it. It was a great WrestleMania moment, and I'm glad to see. I'm excited to see where this is gonna go.
Yeah, I again, I haven't really talked this out with you guys as we're doing this. You know, I'm being candid here. I have no idea what this is going to do, where this is going to go, but obviously, this is going to be a big thing going forward. So, I'm excited to see where it goes as well.
We always, and Lee and I even joked before about it, like, because he was like, oh, I might leave for a bit. Hey, we could do a dust up and fight each other. Maybe. Or we could just not ever have that. That'd be cool. So it's kind of like happening after the fact. That's almost the story. It's like, well, why is this happening? So yeah, it's pretty great. It's even better.
Lee, I have not talked to you about this, yet. So I don't know if I should be doing it on the show or not. But either way, I assume you want to keep the maybe Midnight Rider in your name. Do you want to be known as, like the Midnight Rider Lee, or like Lee the Midnight Rider or something like that? Or do you want to just be Lee again? Like, what are your thoughts? Have you even thought about this?
I should just go back to Lee. Midnight Rider's dead. He served his purpose, and now he's done.
Okay. All right, that is definitely what we can do. As far as I know, because some people were asking about this, what happens to all the stats and achievements and
it's a double account.
Yeah, no. Obviously, the whole plan was, yes, I will be merging all of the points you've accumulated as the Midnight Rider to the Lee account, and all the record will be just added. Like everything goes to the Lee, will be transferred over to Lee. So that's
the Black Scorpion was Ric Flair all along.
Yeah. So for anybody wondering, yes.
Yeah, I know you get. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, just to answer that, that's what's going to be happening because some people were asking that. So yeah.
So like, I'm sure there's probably one or two people out there that are a little bit miffed by it and maybe a little put out, like, oh, Lee just, and he's allowed to do it or whatever. So why can't I do it? I didn't do it to cheat. I did it just as a fun little angle, and Yes. I admit, yes, it is bending the rules a little bit, but I was just I was feeling a little burnt out, and I wanted to reset things and do something fun. So that's why I came to Bomber with the whole idea.
And I was hesitant, by the way. I said
no at first, if I remember correctly.
I maybe did say no because I think you did come to me a little bit before like this all went down, and I was like, I don't know, but as it went on, I think I don't know what won me over, or if like I just thought like we could have a good story with it, but yeah, it was a unique thing. I'm not saying it can't ever happen again, but it definitely won't be happening anytime soon. That's for sure. So if you're like, oh well, yeah, like Lee did it, so I'm gonna do it now. First of all, you don't want to just copy somebody else's idea. So
no,
yeah, but if it does ever happen again, it definitely won't be anytime soon. And it won't, see, because the whole idea was with Lee, the reason like I was on board, I guess, is that he was going to come back as Lee. If he was going to just stay the Midnight Rider, I don't think I would not have been on board with that, because he would have been abandoning his other stuff, which the fact that it's going to be combined and stuff is why I let it take place.
It was Lee all along.
Yeah. So that's why it was allowed to take place. So
yeah,
it was me, Austin.
So now we get to look forward to some awesome stuff, and I know people were looking forward to people look forward to the Ryder and I having dueling promos. So now it's going to be Lee and I, and it's already getting to be fun stuff. So
All right, so let's get going.
We got 2 more matches, and with our time crunch of 11 minutes, we might be able to finish this off and save the preview for later. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Bastion retained over Captain Charisma and Spring Tigress. 108, 107, 103. Top block title.
Wow.
Oh, really close.
Fantastic.
Now, top block again, your top selection is doubled in points, right?
Yes. So there was 15 matches on the card. They got their top block right. They got 30 points for that top block. So it doubles your top block number. So yes, that obviously is why they had such a high score.
But that didn't explain, like Red and I had like 90 and 78, and all of our points were successful were doubled. Sure, our minuses were doubled too, but that's good. They did good to get, like, if 30 each is what cost that, they still had like 70s each, right? So that's still good.
Yeah, and see this easy, like, match of the night for sure. And as far as stats go, and like when you look at history, this is definitely probably the highest of any match ever. As far as all 3 people scored over 100 points, and they were all really close in how close the match was. Easily match of the night for WrestleMania. All 3 of these competitors did a fantastic job. We'll see how far it goes down the line. I made sure the story, there was no funny business. I made sure it was, pretty much a cut and dry match, because their story has been intertwined with, injuries and neck injuries, and this person's coming to help this person, and this person has their back, and yeah, it all came down to just straight a triple threat match, and they nailed it, and they all did really good. So as far as a triple threat, this is just a clean, great match, and I'm happy all 3 of these competitors did a good job. Oh, and I'm happy Bastion won too. I don't know if I did. I say that. No, I'm happy
you did. Yeah, because you won and Bastion won.
Okay.
So it's looking good for the main event, right?
I see where you're going. Yep.
Yeah, you saw.
So, what do you guys think about this triple threat?
I'm sad that Tigers didn't win.
Same.
Been the big.
No lie.
Yeah. She is coming off of face of the year last year. She's definitely she hasn't scored a singles title yet, and I think she was easily everybody wanted her to win, I think is what it was, except me.
From face of the year to disgrace of the year. Terrible.
There it is. But I will, I'll of course say the better man won. The UVC keeps the top block title in our possession. We we're on top of the world at this point in the night.
And then the main event.
Yep.
I was waiting for that. The world title. Tino defeated Jut to become the champion for the world title, 86 to 84. Again, 2 points is literally a bonus question, like I said before. So we have a 2-time champion again in Tino.
Yep. And
the UVC's awesome night is over.
Yeah. It ended on a sour note. I was really disappointed. I would have traded my title easily for anything to happen good for Jet. I would have traded my title for him to win his. I don't know if Bastion would have done that, but I would have easily done that. It just didn't work out. It was I'm happy it was so close. They both had really high scores. They both did
through
fantastic.
The night. Tino was like, I've lost.
Jet was doing great throughout the match, or throughout the night. I think it ended up being a really good main event. I wanted to, seeing how Tino won, I wanted him to win on his own, but just overcome all of the odds. That's pretty much, I threw in Bomber, I threw in Jet, I threw in us trying to cheat, I threw in all kinds of us using our titles and stuff, and I wanted Tino to have this big, there's everything in the world's against me. I've had the biggest weekend, I've had the tougher weekend coming up, and then I wanted him to, since he did win, overcome all the odds at the end of the night, and he
very similar to Kofi in a way.
Yeah,
overcome the odds. Yeah,
except Kofi had his buddies with him.
Yeah, true. No, yeah. But
so even more for Tino because he didn't have any buddies with him, so even tougher for him.
That's what I was afraid of when I was reading the write-up. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna have some kind of solution, reunion or something for the main event. But then I was like, I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yep, I wanted him to win on his own. See, this is how I had the 2 scenarios on what was going to happen. That was the scenario for Tino. He was going to overcome all the odds. UVC was going to do everything to try to keep that world title, and he was going to come out on top. or Jut was going to get the win kind of clean. We weren't going to get involved. It was going to be just Jut straight up beating Tino to like solidify him even more as this big, world champion threat for whoever comes up next down the line. So either way, whoever was going to get the win, I was going to make them look very strong here in the main event of WrestleMania, which I think usually should happen,
Yes.
So, so Tino was the one that did it. So congrats to him, you son of a bitch. Good job. You won the Rumble. You won the world title at WrestleMania. You won the main event. You are a 2-time champion. Congratulations.
I don't think the world title has been defended more than once yet.
Successfully? No, that's incorrect. That's not. Jut defended it twice. He defended it in the Elimination Chamber and then against Modstep. So he's the only 2-time.
He's the one to do it too. Yeah.
Wait, no, okay. I thought John defended it twice, actually.
Maybe John did. I'm thinking of a different title, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. So first of all, what were your guys' thoughts on the on Tino becoming a 2-time champion here for the main event?
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you broke up.
Or like TS.
What the fuck's TS?
I like the Rumble winner winning this time.
Yeah.
Banksy didn't get it done last time, so I do like that the Rumble winner actually pulled it off.
Oh, okay. By the way, just heads up, John defended the title successfully both of his 2 title runs twice. So only John has defended it twice, and he did it 2 times. And Jut, who I haven't updated the history page yet, but Jut defended it twice as well. So we'll see what happens.
I feel like Jut's a bad person, and they deserve to lose. Tino is awesome. Only beat me by 1 point at the Elimination Chamber, so you're welcome, Tino, for me helping you get ready and seasoned for this big win in your career, and hopefully that gets paid it forward for you a little bit there, buddy, and you'll do the same at some point.
Well, there we go.
And with that, we do have 3 minutes.
I don't have 3 minutes.
3-minute warning?
3 minutes to explain whatever the fuck you were trying to talk about earlier.
Yeah, because we can preview stuff later. You did say something about picks.
What was I talking about? What?
You wanted us to remind you about something about picks.
Oh, that thing? Oh, that.
Can you do it in 3 minutes?
I don't think I can do it in 3 minutes. Okay. Shit on my life. Here we go. So I brought up, hey, who's gonna make history as being the first main event of AEW, right? Of the AEW show coming up. And instantly people started jumping out and making these elaborate, we're going to have this faction war, or this 6-man or 7-man, or we're going to have all this stuff. And I was like, first of all, timeout. This is just a house show. AEW shows are just house shows for now. That could change in the future depending on how big the company gets. But right now, AEW is treated as house shows. So we're not going to have any giant storylines, taking place at an AEW show. But I think it got so people kept running out on this, like, oh, we're going to do this, we can do this, we can do this, to the fact where now when I do name this main event for AEW, people are going to be like, oh, well, this sucks. Like,
there's a danger of that, yeah, from what I've seen.
Yeah, and to me, it was very WWE like. Like, people are like, this is what should happen, and then when I'm like, well, that's not what's going to happen. Oh, well, your plan sucks. So, just heads up, you're probably not going to be happy with the main event of AEW because we're not having a giant 6-man or 7-man match with all the faction leaders and stuff. That's not happening. Just let everybody know.
There's 2 reasons for that. One is you kind of burn everything at once. You don't want that. But also, it's like, people. I'm not getting. I'm sounding like I'm crapping on the Discord. I am not doing that. But people will go through there and come up with all their crazy ideas, and then be like, "These are great. It's perfect. Let's go with it." Then literally, the person who's involved in that had nothing involved in that, and is looking at it going, "What? Why?"
Yeah.
And doesn't know any context. It's like, here's what it is. It's got to be organic. You got to work it out and have stuff make sense.
Yeah.
Not saying that it doesn't make sense, but there might already be plans in existence you don't know. And we can literally talk about the next upcoming super quick. We have Rebellion, Canadian title, fuck yeah. Vitamin Yes versus me. LJ's defending his Road Warrior title, and we got a death match with Jace Villain and CT Martin. And then there's Money in the Bank. Lee and I are in there with GMSG, JD, Beer Me, and Luke Gray.
should be an easy win.
Those are our big main events. There's more happening. Oh, yeah, I heard that. There's more on Money in the Bank. And Bomber's going to lose the platinum. And
Never.
Matt Zion's in a world title match contendership with Cammy, Jut, and CT. So there's some fun shit. Bastion and Hero. There's some good stuff coming up. But
Hey,
Money in the Bank, gonna win that. Yeah.
He beat me on 2 house shows, 3J did, and he's not gonna beat me on a main show. Especially,
Yeah.
he beat me in my first hardcore loss in like a year. He's not gonna beat me in a death match. Not on a main show. Not gonna happen. Title stay in with the UVC, by the way. So.
But Woody,
Spoiler.
if you want to watch Game of Thrones, you're gonna take this out right now.
Get us out of here, Woody.
As
fast as possible.
We all know nothing. Let's fucking go. We all know nothing. Bye bye.
Yay!